like I was telling you, the time that we living in is not the correct time, and a lot of the chosen ones know this. There is about to be a time where, well, that time is now, because the calendar and the time is off, because the axis of the earth, they say it's 23, right? The earth axis is 23.5, and we have 24 hours in a day. So about a half hour to 15 minutes, the time of the clock and the calendar doesn't add up to the correct date to today. Now what happened was this is why they got BC and AD. That's where we really lost track of time. The Greeks made the first world map, the calendar, and the clock. The Greeks, we made that. So like I said, with AD and BC, that's where we lost track of time. We think we are in the millennials, but time is off, because this is why we have daylight saving time, because we don't have the correct time. This is why, if the time was actually truly balanced, there wouldn't be no saving daylight time. So this is where it's very important to understand that global warming really is coming from a natural event that the earth goes through. But at this state, it's really just because we have a lot of vehicles and technology on the earth that's pretty much putting the earth through a strain. You know what I'm saying? We kind of stressing Mother Nature out with the extra technology we use, and that's why we're not allowed to have all cities in the world have the high technology, because this world, the goddamn North Pole and South Pole is melting because of the damage that we're doing. So like I said, there's going to be a time where Northern Africa was actually a jungle before, because it was actually getting water. It wasn't a desert. So when the ice caps melt, the water will rise again, and then all these rivers are gonna open up in Africa, and it's gonna go from a desert to a jungle again, or basically to a rainforest again. But that's due to extreme events of global warming, and I mean it's normal, but basically what I'm telling you is when that happens, which a lot of humans ain't gonna get to see it because the time is off on the calendar. We really way further in the future. We were supposed to already, the government was already supposed to be owning UFOs and all types of shit already. But due to the elites, the beings that control how much technology we get, we're being held back by them because we're not progressing forward enough. There's not enough humans that's ready to make the next jump to the next. We got a lot of advancements that's trying to take place. So this all stems down into the money, because if you really think about our money, this is why our time is off, because we have people who are working for money. that we should be able to, we shouldn't be working for the money. We should be all working towards actually doing things for the earth. You know what I'm saying? It's time for us to realize that the damage that we're doing to the earth has went on for far too long. And it's causing, see, Mother Nature is gonna fight y'all back. That's why everybody's waking up out of the matrix. Everybody's not gifted with the eye to see. So what you have to understand is our calendar is off. The amount of hours in the days, because when you go, they gave 1 minute 60 seconds. They gave 1 minute 60 seconds. Now, right, when you see because there's numbers in between seconds, and there's numbers in between those numbers, and there's numbers in between those numbers. If you're a person who ever worked with music, you understand how numbers work, period, because you have to with the computer. Volume, levels, decimal numbers. You just got to know your numbers. So, like I said, the way that the clock has 60 seconds, do you ever see the 60 seconds? No. So therefore, 1 second out of each minute is dragging us backwards, basically. Because it's like we're going forward in time faster than it looks like, basically. And like I said, the Luciferians did this to make it look like you're living longer. You get what I'm saying? Like, they want to feel like they're living for 100 years. You know what I'm saying? Even though some of them is living way longer than that. Some of the elites live to about 300, 400. You know what I'm saying? And you could live that long too, but your mind, you got to be birthed into understanding immortality and understanding magic before you got to understand very, very high levels of magic before you could stretch your lifespan out. But there's people in China, like, you could look it up. There's people who are like almost fucking 150 because they live longer because that's what they believe. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, you have to understand that this dream we living in, they tried to have it controlled down to the T. But nobody can have control over nothing God makes. They could fool you and say, all right, this month has 30 days. There's no 30 days in a month. This is why the calendar is off. So even the people who think that they know what's going on and know the time is right, no, the time is not right. You damn near in the year 3000. That's true. I've heard more than one chosen one say this, but it is true. Like, see, what they did was they pushed y'all back to the medium. See, you had the time where it was medieval times, where it was like wars. You know what I'm saying? Like, just the medieval times. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but now it's like they got y'all in modern times. You know what I'm saying? But we really are already living in the future. You know what I'm saying? The future don't look like what y'all think it look like. Like, well, it do look like what y'all think it look like. Like, look at some of these cities with all the tall buildings with the lights. You know what I'm saying? That's what the future look like. And what the future is supposed to feel like is pretty much those buildings torn down. Because it get to a point where technology gets so efficient that a lot of this shit we don't even need. So that's where we're hurting ourselves by not being ready to progress forward. So this is why we're struggling in America to keep food in the Walmarts, because it's all about shipping costs. We're doing too much shipping in and getting from other people instead of using our own land to have all of these things already. So, like, we got all these fields, but if we didn't have as many people working their own job and planting in the local areas to get more food running, we wouldn't have to have so many ships and so many planes delivering stuff from other countries and importing. Like I said, they trying to use the North Pole to ship stuff over here from China. That's like a portal, the North Pole. Think about it. All they got to do is cut through the top of Russia from China, cut through the top of Russia, and then you next to Alaska? Like that? That's a fucking portal. Think about how long it would take if you was going through like the equator line to do that. So it's a shortcut. So they trying to get ready to start using the shortcuts so they could come down from Alaska to California to deliver a lot of stuff from China. Because the docks are behind. Like, you could look that up on YouTube. You'll see that they barely could keep enough workers in California to keep things coming in. So you got to understand where we at right now in time. You got to unlock your magic and understand that you have to understand that you're more powerful than money. That's what you got to do. You more powerful than money. Like, just with your powers, you can make as much money as you want. So we got to understand that every why would some months have 30 days, one have 29, some have 31? This is what I'm saying. Who is deciding that? We're off. We could see God goes in a straight line. We could be off by 1 second. Our clock literally could be off 1 second. You know how much that's going to throw us off in 20 years? And that's why we got the wrong date. Our iPhones have the wrong date on it. It's not the year 2000. Because time really don't exist. That's why they don't. That's exactly why they don't know what time it is. None of us on this earth know what time it is. That's why psychics, time is like just a tool. We don't even believe in it.